Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is yet another horrific knife crime that's been committed on the streets of the United Kingdom. And this one is about Hasseb Majid jailed for life for a brutal knife murder of Mohammed Duraab Khan at a petrol station, where he stabbed the person 16 times at least in a brutal attack that took approximately 13 seconds. Now, we're going to use Sky News for reference in this one. Hasseb Majid jailed for life for brutal knife murder of Mohammed Duraab Khan at a petrol station. The court heard Majid wore a balaclava when he approached Mr. Khan, stabbing him 16 times in a matter of seconds in a brutal attack with a zombie-style knife. I'll come back and talk about the zombie knives yet again at the end of this video. A man who murdered his love rival in a ferocious knife attack at the petrol station forecourt has been jailed for life. Haseeb Majid inflicted up to 16 wounds on Mohammed Duraab Khan in just 13 seconds in a brutal attack with a zombie-style knife at a Tesco garage in Nottingham in January. Majid, 22, was jailed for life with a minimum term of 26 years on Thursday following a 3-week trial at Nottingham Crown Court. The jury rejected Majid's case that he acted in self-defence because he feared violence from Mr. Khan, who had threatened Majid in phone calls and by vandalising his car in the weeks leading up to the attack. Jurors heard there was bad blood between the pair after Mr. Khan, 26, had become reacquainted with Majid's ex-girlfriend. On the evening of the murder, Majid followed Mr. Khan, who was a passenger in a black Audi, to a petrol station forecourt on Meadow Lane in the south of the city and walked up to the car wearing a balaclava. Majid, who lived nearby in Wilford Crescent in the Meadows, told the court he only planned to use the knife to scare Mr. Khan, but after the victim hit him in the wrist with a steering wheel lock, he lost control and began stabbing him. Majid inflicted up to 16 wounds in 13 seconds to Mr. Khan's left arm, left leg, torso and back, including wounds that penetrated his internal organs. Mr. Khan died from his injuries a short time after paramedics arrived at the scene. Police did not recover the weapon or balaclava when Majid was arrested. Prosecution barrister Michael Burrows, KC, told the court that Majid had acted with brutal, lethal force and clearly didn't want to just scare Mr. Khan, as he covered his face and kept the knife hidden until the last moment. Mark Haywood, KC, defending Majid, said that there was a mounting escalating series of physical threats to Mr. Majid and thought there was a threat to his family. The court heard a statement from Mr. Khan's father, Sarfraz Khan, in which he called his son a remarkable person and a kind soul, adding the family is shattered without him. Mr. Khan's twin sister, Arsha Khan, said in a statement, "I'm just left as one half of a twin. I can't fathom that he will not be part of my future." So there's a story, a horrific incident in the streets of Nottingham, and yet again, a zombie knife. Now, in another article, it's described as 12-inch blade, and that's just horrific. But yet again, it reminds me that we are currently in England and Wales going through an amnesty of 29 days where people are allowed to hand in zombie knives, machetes, or anything bladed over 8 inches. And they'll be compensated for doing so. And then at the end of that amnesty, it will be against the law to own, make, or sell one of the aforementioned knives. Now, it's 2024, and that's us just getting round to it. How crazy is this? But the maddest thing is, despite numerous knife crimes on our streets and people having due concerns, and rightfully so, our new Prime Minister, who was the Prime Minister when this thing came into act, and was in the House of Commons in January or February when it was voted on as leader of the opposition at the time. And a guy who is of legal background will surely know about this law. And he has never once spoke about it. Even the night after the murder of those 3 young girls in Southport, when people were protesting about their concerns, he failed to mention it. And it's just crazy. I mean, he even had a knife crime summit with, what's his name, Idris Elba, the actor, who's campaigning for things to help in the levels of knife crime. Quite a good cause. And even at that event, it would have been an ideal time to mention it. He didn't. And now we've got about a week left of the amnesty. You would think he would be out there reminding people to return, to hand over their zombie knives or machetes and their 8-inch plus blades. Yet nothing. Absolute silence from Keir Starmer. And I have no idea why. Is it because I don't think it can be, solely because it was a Tory law that was passed? But he's already, at least once, commented on things that the Tories done right, to be fair to him. But so that can't be the reason why he's not talking about this. So I really don't understand it. And this is just one of a number of knife things, majority of them in local websites, local news websites, to be fair, over the last 24 hours. Boy charged after knife incident inside Nuneaton McDonald's. He appears in court today. A boy, I think he was 17. Can't be named, obviously, because he's 17. We've got that one. We've got one in the Watford Observer where Arran police arrest a man in Otley Way, South Oxy, over a knife incident yesterday. What have we got here? Murdered teen's family make plea on zombie knives. This is a family, again, this isn't BBC website, but it's buried deep in the Wiltshire local news bit, where a family of a murdered teenager averred people to hand in their dangerous knives ahead of the end of the national amnesty. So the parents of victims are talking about it, and our own Prime Minister isn't. Just phenomenally mental. Footballer threatened with a knife during a match in a Gloucester school. Last 24 hours. Reported in Gloucester News. Again, no coverage in national press. And I just... It's just becoming the norm. It's that much of a norm that it doesn't even make big stories now. When there's things like footballer threatened with a knife during a match at a school, 17-year-old boy arrested, streets shut down all over the place because of knife crime. And it's not just down south, it reported a number in local to me in Glasgow over the last couple of weeks. And that is absolutely mental. The society is broke. We need to fix it. But when we bring out decent things where, we've got amnesties to hand them in and get them off the streets and we're about to make them illegal, you would think the person that was most likely to talk about it would be the guy in charge of running the country, Keir Starmer, Prime Minister. Yet, silence. When is he going to tell the nation about this thing? When is he going to tell the nation that the amnesty? Is he going to tell them once the amnesty's finished? That makes no bloody sense. There's about a week to go. We need to tell people. And then we need to let people know, by the way, it's illegal now. And see if you get caught, we're going to come down heavy on you, regardless of if you've used it or not. Because again, let me remind you, it'll be illegal to own, manufacture or sell them. So what are we going to do if we find somebody after the amnesty that's got one? Go in and tell people. Do your job. Lead the country. Anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the content of the video, give me a thumbs up, please. If you've not already done so, please consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell. And let me know your comments in the comments section below, please. But most importantly of all, unless you are the type of person that thinks this is part of your daily clothing, let's check wallet, watch, keys, machete, right? Generally tucked in the waistband of a pair of joggies. That tends to be the fashionable way to wear them. Unless you're any of these people, not these people in government who have got these new laws coming out but decide for some reason not to tell anybody. Not you, but
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.